Alright. One of those things that I hate. I'm really not good at this. I mean, I can scrub and clean the grossest of things. I can sort and organize. I can repair a lot of small stuff. Sometimes repair big things. Depends on what it is and if I have the right tools and whatnot. But this simple task, other women can do this. Guess what I can't do? Can't take a guess. It's the mess in the cabinet there. I can't fold bedding. I hate it. I'd rather go shoot deer. And I love animals. And I do eat meat. But I'd rather go shoot deer. So, I might need to first wipe up the pet hair at the bottom of the cabinet. Because somehow it accumulates under there. And then, even though the cupboard's, the door is shut the whole time, the animals should not be getting in there. But the fur rolls with the wind under the door. Yep. So, now I'm going to try and fold. I realize now, whoops, this is a butt shot video. Didn't do that on purpose. I am an old lady. But maybe you can just ignore that. I'm going to try and fold this laundry. Now, my grandma tried to teach me to fold laundry. But that was after we had a fight. We had a fight about her not teaching me to do anything. I was the kid that was born late through an unmarried mother who was out prostituting and all kinds of terrible things she was doing. She a dumb little druggie. And aggressive. She was a very aggressive woman. So when I came along, my grandparents, in their 40s, decided to raise me. Because otherwise she was going to try and abort me, or she was going to try and adopt me out. Just send me off to somebody or a foster home or something. So I am the runt of the entire family. My whole family, it's me. I'm the runt. So I've learned to survive and kick butt and take names and everything you gotta do. But folding laundry, oh my gosh. So one day, my grandma, she always shoos people away. Doesn't matter who it is. If they're in there, in the room with her while she was working, cooking, cleaning, washing stuff. Now, if she was at the wash machine and the dryer downstairs, sitting on the rocking sofa, you could sit there and chat with her until the buzzer rang. And then she's up concentrating on laundry. That woman was dedicated. I don't know how her brain functioned. I could not live on a one plane level. But that sounds rude now. But still, she was dedicated. And kudos to her. She kept the house rolling. She kept things done. My mind is all over the place. I've got like 4 levels of thinking going on half the time. And that's like without caffeine. I don't even want to think about it. When I have a little bit of caffeine, whew, my adrenals just go hog wild. So we had a fight, her and I. One day I went up to the bedroom and I said, "Teach me how to fold, Grandma." Because I was bored. I was watching TV the whole time. I'm the runt of the family. No one expected me to be there. Living at my grandparents' house half the time, going back and forth to my mom's dirty trailer house and then back to my grandparents' house. So I'm so dog bored, just horribly bored. And I'm like, teach me how to fold. And the first thing I get is her explosive words. And like, get the bleep out of this room. I'm not teaching you anything. You go watch TV and eat. Be a good girl. Well, I'm sick of it. Like, no. I'm here. I exist. I need to know how to do stuff. You can't keep me in the room watching TVs for the rest of my life. What the hell am I supposed to do with myself? You know? What am I going to do in life if I don't know how to do anything? So I was tired of that. And they just, a kid who's not planned for. If you were a kid who was not planned for, you'll know how that feels. You'll know that you showed up at a time where no one wanted you around. Not to be mean about it, but that's kind of the situation. Some people are in that spot, and it sticks in their head their whole life. Like you were born, nobody was ready for you, and you got kind of shuffled to the side. Now, if you got treated well, even though nobody was ready for you, wow, you know, that's pretty nifty. Hope you weren't spoiled, but I'm glad that people noticed you, took care of you. Grandparents did take care of me. They had a nice house. Grandpa had a good income as an engineer. And my grandma was really good at cooking. I mean, she could have worked in a restaurant. I do not cook well. I can make the basic foods to survive, and I can get stuff sorted and organized and cleaned up in the kitchen. But everybody in my family, we got different talents. Different talents. Mine's a little, I'm all over the place doing everything, but that's because I'm a single parent with kids, and I've had to survive a lot of hell and fire and brimstone. So, okay. But like folding laundry, we had a fight. I'm like, no. So I talked to her like Grandpa would talk to her. And I said, woman, you're teaching me nothing. What am I supposed to do? Walk up and pretend like I don't exist? And then when it comes time for me to do stuff around the house, I don't know how to do it. I look back and say, well, nobody taught me. This is the family I come from. Nobody taught me. So she laughed because she could recognize this child, grade school, I think I was, maybe 13, maybe between grade school and 13. I was giving her what for? I was literally tired of spending my entire after school days just staring at the TV. And so finally she did. She started teaching me how to fold stuff. And I'm still not good at it. She was so slick. She had everything folded and pressed with her hands on the bed. Look, I just dropped crap. I know there's cat litter on that floor too. So that's, shake it off. 10-second rule. I think that's a pillowcase. Yes, it is. But anyways, yes, but she went so fast to teach me. And I kind of remember what she taught me, but a lot of it's gone. I mean, it just goes. It's gone. And I never did be able to pick it up. I could pick it back up. I'm sure there's a bunch of YouTube videos on how to fold bed sheets. And someday I might take a look at those and figure out how to do this right. But to me, it looks like I'm folding a curtain, and it's an irregularly shaped curtain. So not only does it hold air and fluff all around, but I'm wrestling like it's a hot air balloon that's deflated. So I hate it. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to iron this crap and then fold it while it's crisp, maybe crisp out of the dryer, but I can't do that. I just got to sort stuff, put it away, get it done, move on to the next thing. And by that time, I'm tired. I still have thyroid tumors. I still got adrenal fatigue, even though doctors don't recognize that as a real thing. Most of those doctors are pretty ignorant. They have to Google what you're talking about because they're too stupid to be doctors. Just take it. Take it. So you have to kind of go back to something in the past that maybe you should have learned better. Maybe you're not good at it, and try again. And don't let things pile up like this. Like that cabinet. I think it's been like that, probably 6 months, maybe 8 months it's been like that. And all I do is roll stuff up and jam it in there and move on. A lot of my life is just hitting the check marks. Like, all right, we got the laundry done today. All right, I got the dishes done today. All right, now I've got to call this, pay this bill. And then I rush back, do a little homeschooling, take care of the kiddos, take care of the animals. By the time I remember my own health, and then try and take care of that. So while the world right now, currently, 2026, is still falling apart, even though we're fighting a whole lot with a lot of our enemies overseas that have notoriously wanted all of our deaths. including their own deaths in taking our deaths. Um, there's just normal stuff to do. There's normal stuff to do. Still gotta do your laundry. Still gotta do your dishes. Still gotta make your food. You still gotta take care of your health, your family, the pets, if you got pets. So it takes a while. It takes a while to get from one mindset to the other. So my grandma did teach me how to fold a little bit. You know, I'm trying to get the corners, keep everything even at the top, but towards the bottom is where it gets all puffy. And then I just look at it and I'm like, the Smurf, do I roll it under? Do I smash it in here like this? It's relatively clean. I think that looks folded. And maybe half of society, this is what they do. It looks just like this. I'm all right. There's nothing wrong with this. It's perfect. If you're a perfectionist, you're probably having a hard time watching this. That's too bad. Gotta make some videos. Hopefully I'll make some money. Also, yes, I am applying for jobs. Still putting up flyers, trying to get work, trying to get some income coming in. But the problem with society these days is right now they're all paranoid about spending money. Even though they got a lot more money than I ever have had in my entire life. I think the only job that ever paid me $1,000 a month or more was the one janitor job at the water district back in my hometown. Now, unfortunately, they sprayed the whole place with poison. And then that's the stuff I was sweeping up when people would walk into the building with the gravel and the dirt stuck to their feet. All those chemicals would just, I tried vacuuming. I tried mopping up the mud instead of sweeping. I've tried scraping the floor and moving the dust in one direction with a squeegee. It's just not possible. The dust was up in the air, so I started wearing masks, and I was getting sicker and sicker and sicker. And I tried to play music and drink soda and try to ignore the problem and deal with it because it paid well, and that just doesn't work. I mean, you can look out the window and find the poison truck sitting right within eyesight of where you clean and work, and you know somebody's out to get you when they're doing that. They absolutely hate you. They don't care if you live or die. They didn't warn me. They didn't say, hey, don't come in for a couple weeks. Wait till this stuff settles. It's fresh, liquid Roundup for what? 2,000 square meters gravel parking lot. Yeah, so that was tracked into the building, and I was cleaning that up and getting sick. I have to touch it. Gloves don't cover enough. Gets on your pants, soaks into your socks from the mop water. You get exposed to Roundup in heavy doses. So the liberal Democrat Catholic woman didn't give a damn that I was like, hey, I've already had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. It's on my medical records. I shouldn't be exposed to Roundup. This is really dangerous for me. I've got kids to raise. She did not care. Not 1 second. She looked at me and smiled with some kind of satanic grin that curls up like some Joker from Batman. And she's like, that's just too bad. And I was like, no way. Like, I didn't vote for Trump to be poisoned by a Democrat. But I guess they're that shallow. It's really sad. So, definitely had to quit that job. That was my best paying job my entire life. I've never been paid more than that job. And she was laughing at me when she did the interview. She's like laughing at my face. I was like, oh, wow, 1,200 a month or whatever it was. And she laughed like sarcastically in my face. Not like, good for you, joyous laugh. Like, hey, you got money finally. No, she's one of those dickhead people that had been after my family in that small town for a long time. I'm not going to use nice words anymore about this. Those are bad people. I don't care if you're family or related. Stuff it. Those are bad people. Those are sociopathic people. Like, they do terrible things and don't care. That's a real thing. You gotta wake up and smell the coffee. Those people take you down in a heartbeat, and they don't care what side you're on. So some jobs you can't keep, no matter what you try and do. Even though it's confusing, you're getting paid, you're losing your life, and they're laughing at you in the process. You're not going to be able to dominate the situation. You're not going to be able to muster your way through for very long without it affecting you very negatively. And I mean lymphoma cancer negatively. So, yeah, I mean, the last cleaner that they had, I'm sure, wasn't there anymore because of a similar situation. So that's why they keep moving through cleaners. So, not the first person they wrecked and sabotaged and removed my income in a way where I'm the one who had to quit in order to preserve my own health and my life. I've already had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and that was back when I was 20, got diagnosed. So at 21, I had chemotherapy, radiation, Rituxan, prednisone. People still don't believe me. And you know why? Because I'm not dead. That's why people don't believe that I've had cancer. You can't look at a person and decide if they've had cancer or not. That's some kind of weird mental brainwashing that you're under. You really got to break that. You can't look at people and say you've never had cancer because you don't really know. Now, I quit my chemo treatments. Once the tumor was shrunk and called benign, I said, I'm leaving. They threatened me with never being able to receive health care from that facility again. I was like, fine. I'll fight you tooth and nail. I'll fight you when I'm in the grave. My skeleton will fight your ass. I will fight you in your nightmares. I will never give up. That's just the way I am. If you're doing something wrong, that's messed up. I'll let you know. So I'm trying to fold stuff now. Now, these Alaskan bed sheets, these are nuts. They never shrink in the wash. They're harder than heck to fold. They stay huge. So it's not like I'm dealing with something that shrunk a little bit and I can balance it between my arms and hope that it hangs evenly so that I can fold it right. These stay huge. They never shrink. That's great. They're definitely winter bedding. This is like the best bedding I have right here. Is this Alaskan stuff. I just got to cram it in there. Now I'm sure some liberal nut job will say you got too much bedding. Great. Go eat your graham crackers. You don't know what it's like to be poor. I am beginning my hoarding now, so you will have to complain later when I'm crawling through my house through tunnels to get to my bed to lay in dirty bedding. Then you can say something. Right now, I just have a lot of bedding, lots of pillowcases, and some extra towels that we don't have room for. Other than that, we're good. We're not really hoarders. So, working on this, being more organized, and trying to fold neatly. Like I said, if you're a perfectionist, this is going to hurt. Just keep watching. Yeah, that one's good. Just fold it and put it back. Yeah. Ta-da! Perfect. Look, that's way better than before. Just jam these extra towels. Beautiful. And then the cabinet will be complete. My rant is complete, I believe so. I think the next thing I would have to work on is probably try and do some artwork. I really don't feel like it anymore. I think the world's ending. So my inspiration is a little flat. I'm sure if I sat down, I could actually do something. Put on the right music. Something. Done. Eat and weep. It's not perfect, but it's good enough.